Hello everyone, welcome to Compiler Design video series. In our previous videos, we have already discussed about different topics of Unit 2, which is Lexical Analyzer. In that unit, I was discuss about Introduction to Lexical Analyzer, how Lexical Analyzer works, different input buffering techniques, specification of tokens, recognition of tokens, language for specifying lexical analyzer, lexical analyzer generator tool, lex, finite automata from regular expression. What is finite automata? Types of finite automata, how to draw finite automata from given regular expression, construct DFA without constructing NFA, and optimization of DFA. These all topics are discussed in previous videos. In this video, I will discuss about unit number 4, which is error recovery. In this video, I will discuss about what is error, basic types of error, and error recovery strategies or ad hoc and systematic methods. Then first, what is error? What do you mean by error? Error is an action which is inaccurate or incorrect. In general, we will say that error is synonyms with a mistake. It's a one type of mistake. So in programming language, I can say that any state or condition of being wrong in conduct, which is known as error. So whenever you find any error, mainly two types of error are classified. First one is compile time error and second is runtime error. What is compile time error? What is runtime errors? Compile time error is occurred before execution of the program. It may either a syntax error or missing any file reference, etc. While runtime errors occurred during the execution of program, whenever you passed any invalid input data, at that time runtime errors may occur. Sometimes it may be occurred because of logical error. Then what is logical error? It is a code not reachable, or sometimes it may goes to in infinite loop. So logical errors are best handled by program debugging. You can handle logical errors with the help of program debugging. Compile time errors are classified into three different sections. First is lexical phase error, second syntactic phase error, and third one is semantic errors. In lexical phase errors can be detected during lexical analysis phase. Typical lexical phase errors are misspelling any identifier or keywords or tokens. It means you can say that it's a spelling error, means incorrect tokens, or exceeding length of identifier or numeric constant, appearance of any illegal character. For example, in your program, if you want to write any condition, if condition, then by mistake you can write F5 instead of IF. So it can be recognized as a misspelling of keyword. If rather lexical analyzer will understand that it is an identifier and will return it as a valid identifier. So misspelling causes errors in token formation. Second is syntactic phase error or syntax error. These types of error appear during syntax analysis phase of compiler. Errors in structure or any missing operators or unbalanced parentheses, these types of error are occurred in syntax phase errors category. So the parser demands for tokens from lexical analyzer, and if the tokens do not satisfy the grammatical rules of programming language, then the syntactical errors get raised. All of you already know that whenever you start any opening bracket, then it must be end with closing bracket. If you open any bracket and don't close it, then you may get error. This type of errors are categorized in syntax error. Third one is semantic errors. Semantic analysis phase are getting type mismatched. So semantic errors detected during semantic analysis phase. In this type of phase, generally typical errors are incompatible types of operands, undeclared variable, or not matching of actual argument with formal argument, type mismatches between operator and operand. Whenever you passed any argument in any function, that at that time actual argument and formal arguments will be matched. If these parameters are not matched at that time, errors will occur. So these are the basic types of error. In your GTU exam, sometimes asked like categorize the type of error or explain the basic types of error. So first, what is error? Classification in two different types, compile time error and runtime error. And compile time error are classified into three different phases: lexical phase error, syntactic phase error, and semantic errors. So next is error recovery strategies or ad hoc and systematic methods. Whenever error is occurred, at that time programmer try to solve it. So some ad hoc and systematic methods are generally used. There are mainly 4 methods or 4 error recovery strategies. First is panic mode recovery. Second is phrase level recovery. And third is error production or global correction. So let's discuss about one by one. First is panic mode recovery. This strategy is used by most of parsing methods because this is simplest to implement. In this method, on discovering any error, the parser discards input symbol one at a time. This process is continued until one of a designated set of synchronizing token is found. In this method, synchronizing token is found. So, synchronizing tokens are delimiters such as semicolon or and. These tokens indicate an end of input statement. So, thus in panic mode recovery, a considerable amount of input is skipped without checking it or additional errors. But this method guarantees not to go in infinite loop. If there is less number of errors in the same statement, then this strategy is the best choice. So, whenever you find any missing semicolons or any and, at that time this type of synchronized tokens will be used. So, panic mode recovery strategy is the best. Second one is phrase level recovery. In this method, on discovering an error, parser performs local correction on remaining input. Sometimes parser may correct it by self. It can replace a prefix of remaining input by some string. This actually helps parser to continue its job. Sometimes you may missing any comma or semicolon. At that time parser can add it, but it is not always possible that programmer miss it by mistakes. So, the local correction can be replacing comma by semicolon, deletion of semicolons, or inserting missing semicolon. So, this type of local correction is decided by compiler designer. While doing the replacement, a care should be taken for not going in infinite loop. This all done because your loop is not infinite. So, this method is used in many error repairing compilers. Third is error productions. If we have good knowledge of common errors that might be encountered, then we can augment the grammar for the corresponding language with error production that generate the erroneous construct. If error production is used during parsing, we can generate appropriate error message to indicate the erroneous construct that has been recognized in the input. This method is extremely difficult to maintain because if we change grammar, then it becomes necessary to change the corresponding productions. In many programming language, you have many error handling functions. These error handling functions are used while your error is occurred. It will display the error message which type of error is occurred in your program. But it is very difficult to maintain because we change any syntax or any grammar, then your corresponding productions also will be changed. So, it is very difficult to maintain. And last is global correction. So, we often want such a compiler that makes very few changes in processing an incorrect input string. So, given an incorrect input string X and grammar G, the algorithm will find a parse tree for a related string Y, such that number of insertion, deletions and changes of token required to transform x into y as small as possible. So such method increase time and space requirement at parsing time. But this global production, global correction is thus a simply theoretical concept. It is not implemented in any practical scenario. So these four methods are used while error occurred. So sometimes in your exam questions asked like explain error recovery strategies or ad hoc and systematic methods. So you have to write these four methods. Any parser should be able to detect and report any error in the program. So it is expected that when an error is encountered, the parser should be able to handle it and carry on parsing the rest of the input. So mostly it is expected from the parser to check for error, but errors may be encountered at various stages of the compilation process. So all the phases of compiler are connected with error handler. So any phases, if error is occurred, at that time error handler is used. So this is the basic methods of error recovery strategies. In this video we have discussed about basic types of error and error recovery strategies. Thank you.